Hi, my name is Penny Hoswell. I'm the Education Officer here at Wollongong Botanic Garden, and we are currently standing in our tiny forest. It's not just any forest, this is part of a poem forest. It's been created by poetry being written. Every tree here represents a poem. The trees are only tiny when we put them in, and you can see it's only been 12 months, and this is how big they are already. So this is a collection of trees all together. It's a community of trees. They are trees that would naturally occur on Dharawal Country, and we're on Dharawal Country right now. So this gorgeous community of trees that are just for here are planted. They are working together to help us with climate mitigation. They are putting out vapours at night, also cooling the climate. So if you think that you're seeing all these things on TV that are telling you terrible things about the climate, just think, if you write a poem and submit it, we could plant a tree and you would actually be helping to prevent part of climate change. And now I'd like to hand over to James. He's going to be in the nursery. James is our natural collections curator, and he'll talk you through some of the plants that you'll be able to plant out in your own garden. If you are a local resident of Wollongong and you submit a poem to Red Room Poetry, then you can come to our nursery and pick up one of the plants that James is going to show you, which is really exciting.
Hi, I'm James Beattie from Wollongong Botanic Garden. I'm the Living Collections Curator, so I oversee the plants that grow in the Botanic Gardens. We're also involved in growing the plants for restoration work across the LGA. Some of our suburbs have some of the lowest canopy covers in Australia, so we're working to mitigate that by doing tree planting in our reserves, street tree planting in our parks. And that's part of what the poem forests are all about. So the forest we're growing here represent lots of different types. We've got subtropical rainforest, we've got dry sandstone species, we've got the coastal sand dunes. So there's lots of different types of plants we grow here. So just wanted to show you some of the seed we've got. So this is the forest red gum or Eucalyptus terreticornis, and this is the seed, absolutely minuscule. It's almost like dust, windblown, was spread around the tree, but this tree gets to a whopping sort of 50-metre tree when it grows in the local area. So that's one of the trees that will be growing in our poem forests. The next one, which is a local favourite, is the Illawarra flame tree, Brachychiton acerifolius. You can see it's got these much larger yellow powder-coated seeds that do actually have irritant hairs on, so we have to safeguard ourselves by wearing gloves when we're sowing these plants. And this grows into that beautiful red flowering tree everyone knows around the LGA. It's used heavily in street trees, quite an exciting one. And then we up again to the Illawarra plum, which is Podocarpus alatus, and this seed is bigger again. Very large seed, has a big fat fleshy attachment that attracts the birds in to eat it, which will then distribute the seed. So sometimes we can just sow seed in a tray and it will grow. Sometimes we need to heat it, smoke it, or treat it in some other special way to replicate what the natural environment does. All these plants you can see around me are all going into forests and plantings around the LGA, and it's a huge diversity of plants which needs the talent of all our nursery staff here to grow and understand how to grow them best in the right environment. I'm broadcasting to you from a shade house today, and this shade house structure replicates shade in the forest, and we'll grow the plants here for a while, then we'll put them in full sun for those ones that want to grow out in like the coastal plain and get heavy exposure to sunlight.
For the people who are on Dharawal Country and within the Wollongong Council area, we have actually got a special prize just for you. It's a Wollongong Local Greening Community Prize. Part of it is a voucher that comes from our nursery, $50 worth of plants, just for you. So hopefully we'll get to read your poem soon.